My name is James Trigilio, and I go by JT for short to keep it easy. Every decision I want to make it more comfortable for whoever I'm working with. That's where I get the JT from. A little bit of history of who I am. Went to school, went to Norwich University, picked up a Air Force scholarship there. I was studying system analysis with minors in aerospace science, which is Air Force and international business. We would, for fun, we would break down exercises where the hypothetical is, okay, you've got a hospital. You need to figure out how many patients you can fit in the ER based on average workloads, but you only have so much space, and we'd have to come up with an algorithm to figure out the best formula to solve that problem. I love information. I consume it. I don't care where it leads me. I want to follow the information. I believe that, and I mentioned this before in the paper, and I've got faith in the Lord. Everybody else, 100% of everyone else, I want documentation. Bring me the information. There is very little information that's being released to the public that's accurate. I picked up what Spencer County has on the roads. My road, it's 1 mile to my front door from the entrance of the community. The Spencer County believes that it's 0.68 miles. We're going to eventually resurface that. What number are we basing that on? It comes back to people not doing their due diligence, or they're deliberately fudging the numbers to modify what the quote should be. And it's got to end. Common sense is not a flower that grows in every garden. I want to bring some of that to fiscal court. My main issue that I'm running on is to shift the culture inside of fiscal court. How do you do that? You got to bring in a value system where there's some integrity. When I say yes, I mean yes. When I say no, I mean no. And you're going to be able to judge that based on what is actually done. I went to fiscal court when the homeowner's insurance premium tax increase was being proposed. Case in point, current judge said, you know what, there was a motion to table it because we were missing a magistrate. Whoa, 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 whoa. And then monologues starts telling some of the magistrates how they're going to vote on the bill and how they're likely not going to support it, accosting them in the process, and will not allow the second to come into play. He was out of order. That's not how you reshape culture. That's not how you do business. That's making sausage, but it doesn't look good or taste very good. From there, went on to segue to, all right, listen, I know you're going to vote. You're not going to support this, which means, we're stuck in the water. We got all these issues coming up. We got a very short window. We need a first reading. We need a second reading, and then we need the vote. That has to come through, and you guys are ruining for everybody. It's your fault. He's deflecting, pointing the ball, or pointing to everybody else as to why there's going to be failure in the county. The whole time I'm sitting in the gallery witnessing what's being said, I'm thinking to myself, communication is paramount. It's important. You can't sit there and then accost everyone else saying, it's not going to work, it's no good, it's your fault. If you want something, bring it up with a business case as to why. 6 months before the date with which we need to have it in Frankfurt by. We have issues. Then you read what's being said, and the people just don't know. I woke up politically about 20 years ago, and it's shocking. If you're anything like me, you understand that there's a major disconnect between us as citizens and what happens in government. I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines. It has to change. It has to. And I take care of my own life, take care of my family, and my community is the extension from there. I'm going to work hard. I've been working since I was 12, and I will work to make sure that we're doing our due diligence. I desperately want to see a constitutional republic returned. We are a far cry from what the founders envisioned. I mean, I don't even recognize today what was created. I don't see it coming back overnight. It's going to take time. It's going to take measured response. It's going to take a very compelling argument to get the people on the same page. That's how far gone this is. May 22nd, Very important date. Most of my walking list I have for likely Republican voters, I'm blown away at how many people don't vote, not only in the primary, let alone the general. They're not voting. Every door I knock on, I'm reminding them, May 22nd, do your due diligence, do your homework. We've got 4 candidates running for Republican office of County Judge Executive, and not all of them behave like Republicans. Do your due diligence. And I think that it's been compelling enough that we're having a lot of success. The paper just came out, please read it. We're given 10 questions with 200-word limits on these 10 questions. That's 2,000 words. We had 4 candidates, so it might take a few minutes. Sit down, read it, digest it. Again, when I say yes, I mean yes. When I mean no, I mean no. And I'm not a politician, I'm a statesman. I want this county to function beyond reproach, and people need to talk to each other. Questions?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
You made specific references to algorithms
Yes.
and great details about accounting, managing. So tell me, does the Sheriff's Department need the money that they have right now? Do they need to be paying 2 individuals over $200,000? Or can they even cut further and still provide 27 or 24/7 coverage?
Let's qualify what you're saying. The $100,000 that you're suggesting per person, $200,000, they're getting a salary in the 60 range. When you throw in the benefits, when you throw in the workers' comp, and they are hazardous duty, you throw in the training, it does accumulate up to $100,000 per individual, what you're talking about. That is a fact. I sat down with Sheriff Buddy for a while, and I need to get more clarity there. There's a lot of money that is being blown, and I need to make sure that I'm coming to grips with what's being spent. That's his department.
Give me something more.
What can I give you? I'm not sure yet. I don't know if the
Are
money
you
is
going to
being
give the
wasted.
Sheriff's Department a free pass?
On what?
On
What would I get a
money.
free pass on? There has to be a business case. Why do we not have 24/7 now? Why do we not have it?
Why don't we?
It's a great question. We're spending money on gravel lots. We're spending money on a lot of other things. I would much rather see that money spent protecting the citizens of this county. At the end of the day, our feelings of safety and security are more important than
Are we
things.
feeling or are we legitimately more secure?
we're feeling. At the end of the day, seconds matter. Sheriff's office can be minutes to half hour away, ideally. The state police is going to be hours, or they'll come by the next day. There's no peace of mind that comes with that. For the hard sell that we have 24/7 in today's environment, it's complete nonsense. I give that zero credibility. But there's money being blown everywhere, and I'm diving deep into the budget. I've got some insight about where some of this money has been wasted, and I'm telling you, we have a constitutional responsibility to have a sheriff. We don't have a constitutional responsibility to have 24/7. This is a strong, strong want. It's near the top of my list, if not the top, after all the constitutional positions are fulfilled. Because again, our feelings of safety and security are very important. You have a question?
What is a budget exactly?
What is a budget? Okay. A budget is, you've got a line item of anticipated expenditures, and you allot what you believe that expenditure will cost at some point in the future. It's like, how many of you are familiar with Dave Ramsey? I mean, do we have people who know who he is? Got a great app, Every Dollar. You can create funds where, okay, Christmas shouldn't be shocked. It comes every year, December 25th, right? We know Christmas when that is. Yet I can't tell you how many customers and people I meet, they're shocked. They got no money, they whip out the credit card and they spend all this money on the credit card because I got to get presents for my kids.
Right.
If they were on a budget and they were allocating money, knowing that Christmas is right around the corner, let's have some money set aside. Let's have that pre-positioned in our budget so we know that that's coming. There's a lot of wants in the community. Let's take care of our bases first, then prioritize the wants. 24/7 is a strong want for me. Let's make sure it makes sense financially. And I need to, we don't have an organizational chart within fiscal court. I walked in and asked John, I said, all right, who reports to who? Which vehicles are take-home vehicles? How much overtime is being used? There's no accountability. How many of you heard about the time clock issue? What do time clocks mean? I got pushback when I answer the question about time clocks. And I'm answering the bigger picture. Time clocks will solve a problem, but it's the problem of the people's peace of mind. We already know that time has been abused. And we don't know how much money we have lost. Who knows? There's been figures thrown out that we're easily losing 6 figures a year just on false overtime. I don't know. I don't know if that's accurate. If it were accurate and we can cut that, we can prioritize those wants. So,
Well, follow up, sir. What are you going to do, and you know that it's true, when Sheriff Stump tells fiscal court, I'm not going to do it? Are you willing to take the sheriff's office to court? If you impose time clocks that he must use them, are you going to take the sheriff's office to circuit court and force him to do it?
that's a good question. The issue with time clocks, the sheriff is an elected official. You know, he's not a county employee directly underneath the purview of fiscal court. He needs to manage, whomever that will be, needs to manage that office.
But his officers are under the county's administrative code.
I have to, yeah, and
You saw what happened with the ID machine. You saw what happened with the vehicles, him not turning the registrations over. If Sheriff Stump gets elected and you're elected judge, are you going to move forward to hold the rule of law and take him to circuit court, or will you bow down like this court has done?
How has this court bowed down?
They've not taken him to circuit court. They've stepped to the line with their threats, and then they back up.
Okay.
How much is that gonna cost the taxpayers when you do take them to court?
That's a fair question, too.
I think it's a very fair question.
Yeah, yeah. That's a fair question. I'm not prepared to field that one completely. Yes, sir.
Are you aware that the county judge can take and appoint their own police department?
I am aware that that is a contingency.
And let the sheriff take care of the court system and cut the budget where he has to. Are you aware of that?
Yes, that was brought to my attention. And I understand. There is a constitutional responsibility to have the sheriff, you know, but that's not, again, that's going to come down to doing the due diligence, doing the research, doing the case study. Is that feasible? Does it make more sense than what we have today? I don't know. As far as voting's concerned, I made it clear in the paper that I will only vote to break a tie, and I'm making a public knowledge that if that tie is to increase the tax, I'm telling everyone now I'm voting no. If it's to decrease the tax, I'll vote yes. I believe that we are overtaxed entirely already, and that we're blowing so. I want to fix the hemorrhaging of where we're blowing our money before we talk about revenue anywhere else. And when we have a community where we're communicating in a healthy manner, we're operating beyond reproach with some healthy civil discourse, you know, that's where the economic development comes in. I've already heard stories of contractors that have built infrastructure here. They're like, I will never come back. We've got ordinances which should not be on the books. Government is not the answer. I don't know if we still have the sugar cone in the back pocket, the steel horses law back here or not, but whatever these ordinances are, I'm going to be going through everything to streamline it. But I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you.
Thank you.